Hi, my name is Saul Klein, and I'm a real estate broker, have been for many years. I'm also a certified financial planner. When I was involved in the financial planning business, many of my customers were realtors, real estate professionals, and they always had questions about setting up their business. Most real estate professionals, most realtors, are independent contractors and are not incorporated in any way. And so when they file their tax returns, they file a Schedule C as part of their 1040. And the Schedule C is the tax form where you list your income and all of your business-related expenses. Now, very important in running your own business as an individual, as a sole proprietor, and not as a corporation or as a partnership or as any other entity, but as a sole proprietor, is keeping track of all of your income and all of your expenses. And so income is easy enough to track. Expenses should be categorized in as many different categories as possible, and you should actually keep manila folders or files where you keep the receipts of all of the business-related expenses. And so as you spend money every day, and it doesn't matter how you spend money, and typically we spend in three ways. We either spend in cash, or we write a check, or we use a credit card. And I guess today that could be a credit/debit card. But typically that's the way we buy, and typically the way we make purchases. Cash, check, or credit/debit card. Now, that's the way you pay for something, and so you should have a separate checking account for your business, even if you're a sole proprietor. While you can write checks out of your personal account, it's so much easier to keep track of things if you have a separate checking account. And so for your business, have a separate checking account. Also for your business, have a separate credit card account. And so while you make those purchases, you can make them on a credit card. You write the check out of your business checking account to pay your business credit card. Keep that totally separate from your personal expenditures, from your personal credit cards and your personal checking accounts. And so very important that you know that you pay in different ways, that you have a separate checking account and a separate credit card account, and that as you make those purchases, to the degree possible, you keep every single receipt. Now, to keep track of those receipts, it's best to have file folders for all of the different categories of expenses. And when you make the purchase, you simply pay for it in whatever method you use to pay for it, cash, check, or credit card, and then you put the receipt in the appropriate category folder. Now, the IRS doesn't care how you do this, and you can fill out your tax return any way you like. What happens is independent contractors are often audited. And if they call you down, they're going to audit, they're going to want to see not only the record of payment, but the receipt. And it's much easier to retrieve the receipt if you filed it by category, because on your Schedule C, you're going to list those expenses by category. And so we can pay for it any way we like. IRS doesn't really care whether you pay for it out of a personal account or a business account. It just makes it easier for you. It's more professional, and it's the right way to do it. So you might get advice from people that indicate there are other ways to do it, and there are. But from my perspective as a financial planner and as a tax preparer in California since the early 80s, and having worked with hundreds of realtors in the establishment and the continuation of their businesses, my advice to you is to have a separate checking account and a separate credit account for your business, and to keep track of this using Quicken. Not QuickBooks, but Quicken by Intuit. QuickBooks is a more complex software. It takes more training, has a steeper learning curve, and for most independent contractors and realtors, Quicken is as powerful. As a matter of fact, it's more powerful than you'll need. So don't let people lead you down that track that because you're a business, you need QuickBooks. You do not. Quicken, shorter learning curve, does everything you need it to do. You'll be able to keep track of all of your expenses, log all of your income. What is tax deductible? Anything that's reasonable and necessary in the pursuit of taxable income. We have more information about this available to you on our website, realtown.com. realtown.com. So search for financial planning on Realtown. That's realtown.com. If you're not a member, join today. There is no cost to belong, and it's a tremendous resource, and it's available to you. Thanks for your time.